Hey everybody, it's John, and I have some more cards for you today. Um, just wanted to, I've been staring at this box of the 2020 Topps Heritage set, and I really do like this set a whole lot. It's just a really good, clean look, a classic look for a card, and I think this is what baseball cards ought to look like. I don't need all the fancy computer-generated imagery, like, you know, just this is the Topps 2020 regular set, and it's okay. It's glossy. There's some design. They have toned down the back just a bit, although I notice, well, of course they've got all their social media stuff on here. And they've toned down some of the stats on the back, and this is a decent card. This is their base card, but I think the Heritage set is where they're really scoring big points right now. The Heritage set is there for, I think, two reasons. One, it's to capture the nostalgia factor. Obviously, if they're doing modern cards in the 1971 design, and they've done this a couple of times. They've brought back some of their 1960s designs. Every year it seems to be a different set with the Heritage set. It's always a different design. They're trying to capture the guys my age and above who used to, grew up with these and had these as a kid. And then they're trying to capture, of course, the younger generation who are really just interested in a more simplistic, good-looking card. Don't care about, somebody's Instagram handle or Twitter handle. One thing that I need to get back on from the previous video, when I opened up the 81 Donruss set, you remember that 81 Donruss set came with gum, and so this poor Lou Whitaker card... I love Lou Whitaker, great ball player, but this poor Lou Whitaker card had the gum stuck to the back of the card. The gum was stuck after 39 years. This gum is just on here. So I after the video was done, I handled it a little bit, and I can kind of, there it went. I think I just broke it off. If you just gently bend the card, not enough to damage the card, but if you just gently bend it, there it is. Okay, the gum, the gum has left the building, and I am not having it. So, 39-year-old gum, say goodbye. It is not going in my mouth, but maybe, whew, oh wow, maybe we can still salvage this card. There is a lot of sugary residue on this Lou Whitaker card. Is it even discolored? I don't know. Maybe you can see that. Can you see like a discoloration where the gum used to be? I don't know. I'll have to look at it in better light. But that was the saga of the Lou Whitaker card with the gum stuck to it. We got it unstuck. I felt confident that I could last night after I handled it a little bit, bent it, and the gum went snap. Didn't come off all the way, as you can see, but I think I can still salvage the card. So anyways, let's get into these Topps Heritage cards, because I've been staring at these long enough. They've been kind of driving me crazy because it's such a good looking set, and I just have to get into it. This is 8 different packs of the Topps Heritage. I'm going to jam through these. I'm going to go quickly on this. So I'm going to try to keep this video under 30 minutes, which means I'm going to get through it quickly. If you see anything you like, as always, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. I will try to make time for you, and I'll send you any cards that you like. Now, it says in here, let's see here. Look for limited and exclusive 1971 Topps baseball tattoos. So you can have like a Mike Trout tattoo if you want. I don't know if I see any here, but maybe they're... What I have is 8 packs, and so I'm going to have to open each pack individually. No gum. 9 cards. Packs with a special insert may contain only 5 to 8 cards. Okay, so we're going to go right to it. So I've got 8 of these. Jam through it, see how many good cards we can get. Again, I'm just looking mainly for the Padres, and I have somebody set aside for Yankees cards. Cubs pitcher Tyler Chatwood. Braves catcher Tyler Flowers. So we got 2 Tylers in a row. Mets pitcher Edwin Diaz. Pirates third base Colin Moran. And I feel sorry for Pirates fans right now. Pirates fans, you deserve better. Here we go. Oh, Howie Kendrick. Game 7 World Series. Kendrick plays hero with clutch home run. Howie Kendrick had a tremendous postseason last year. His grand slam off Clayton Kershaw who should never have been in the ballgame in the first place. Oh my gosh, that was classic. For somebody who hates the Dodgers, oh, Howie Kendrick, you're the best. I will cherish that memory. The home run that sunk Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers. Dave Roberts did it to himself. Now here's a repeat. I already got this card in the previous pack. This is the Trent Grisham card for the San Diego Padres. Doesn't show him with the Padres, but on the back it does mention, he played for Milwaukee last year, and it does say San Diego Padres on the back. So this one I had already. We got a couple of rookies for the Pirates, the Tigers. I like these rookie cards. Here's a Giants Evan Longoria. Evan Longoria had his best years in Tampa, had that very memorable, I think it was 2011 home run to end the season, and the regular season anyway, and send the Red Sox home packing. And speaking of the Red Sox, here's Xander Bogaerts, and this is the last card of this pack. So, not a bad pack, not the best one I've ever had, but again, such a good look on this card. I like the lowercase printing on the player's name, and then on the back, you have some very clean stats. It doesn't give you the whole stats, it just gives you one line from last year, and then his career numbers. Got one extra black and white photo back here and a little bio up here. This is very, very faithful to the 1971 look, and so that's one reason why I like this set. It's not like they did the 1971 cards with the 2020 backs of the cards. These look like they could fall in right in line with the rest of the 1971s. And I've got some 1971s in that album over there. I can compare them side by side one of these days if you like. But anyways, Astros outfielder, pack 2 now. Astros outfielder Jake Marisnick. We got some rookies for the Rangers. Brock Burke, Nick Solak. So again, some of these rookie cards, you never know if these are going to pan out. I mean, these guys could turn out to be absolutely nothing in terms of the major leagues. And that's the risk that you run if you're a baseball card company. You have to predict who's going to be the next big thing. It's not always easy to do. Classic example right here. Padres outfielder Will Myers. You know what? He won the Rookie of the Year award, I think, in 2013, and just he strikes out too much. That's the bottom line. He strikes out too much. Granted, the Padres haven't found a permanent position for him. They've tried him at first base. They've tried him at third base. They keep moving around. Left field, center field, right field. So that's not entirely fair to him. At the same time, he needs to cut down on the strikeouts. This guy should have been the face of the franchise, and instead he's just been one colossal disappointment. So, but we'll put him in the Padres pile. Indians second baseman Jason Kipnis. They keep saying that they're going to trade him one of these days. Maybe when the season resumes, but right now we're still in coronavirus mode. A's outfielder Stephen Piscotty. There's a lot of talent there. He could have his best years up ahead of him. Angels pitcher Dylan Bundy. By the way, these are not real autographs on these cards as you see them. Raisel Iglesias. The autographs there are very conspicuous, but printed on. So, these are nothing special. If you get an actual autograph on the card, that's going to be worth it. Matter of fact, I did pick up in a random pack, I picked up an Expos real-life autograph Steve Rogers card. So if anybody out there is an Expos fan, it even says on the back, congratulations, this is a real autograph. So this one I found in an actual pack in a set somewhere. So that is a real live autograph. All of these other autographs, Brian Anderson for the Marlins, these are just facsimiles. So printed on there, not really worth anything. Here we got here we got 3 rookies for the Seattle Mariners. So who do we got here? We got Austin Nola, Kyle Lewis, Justin Dunn. So Topps used to do this a lot. They would put 3 rookies on the card, sometimes 2. A lot of times it was 3 or even 4. They would put a bunch of rookies on one card, and if you're lucky, one of them might hit and really become worth something, like the Cal Ripken card did that. Sometimes you might have 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 that actually make it to the major leagues. I think Mike Schmidt's rookie card for the Phillies also had maybe Ron Cey on it from the Dodgers, so that one card is worth a lot of money. And then there's always some poor schmuck in the corner who didn't make it. So it's funny to look back at those rookie cards years and years later to see just what happened to these guys. Pack number 3. How are we doing on time? Not bad. Okay. All right, Mets outfielder Dominic Smith. The thing about the modern cards is that I don't have quite as many nostalgic stories about these players. Sometimes when I'm opening a pack from 1981 or 1988, I will have stories and stories and stories about these old ball players. These guys, modern day players, not so much. Their stories are still being written. Yankees pitcher Masahiro Tanaka. Again, the Yankees, I'm going to go ahead and set them aside for a buddy of mine. Giants catcher Buster Posey. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. There was some debate about that on Facebook going. I think he's, with 3 World Series rings, and he was really the heart and soul of that team. I think he gets into the Hall of Fame pretty easily, but, there's some who are comparing him to other catchers, say his offensive numbers don't quite stack up. I think he's got nothing to worry about. Rockies second baseman Ryan McMahon. Now, we've seen this 20 Giants seasons. They are doing some kind of a retrospective on Willie Mays and his career. So I've seen a few Willie Mays cards in this set already. Of course, in the 1971 design, Willie Mays was still playing at the time. Born in 1931, and a lot of people would tell you he's got a case to be made, greatest ball player of all time. And that's up for debate, but he is definitely a candidate. He's on the short list. Phillies, Cesar Hernandez. Indians pitcher Adam Plutko, and that name is just fun to say, Plutko. Let's see here. We got a couple of Diamondbacks rookies. And again, having grown up before the Diamondbacks were really a thing, when I used to collect cards, there were no Diamondbacks. So even today, still get a weird vibe out of getting a Diamondbacks card or a Tampa Bay Rays card or even a Washington Nationals card. And then finally, Astros outfielder George Springer. So there's that. The Astros, it'll be interesting to see how history remembers them. They've had some interesting revelations since they won their last World Series in 2017. So, and I should say that was their first World Series as well. Now, here's another guy. History is going to be interesting as far as they remember this guy. Angels DH first baseman Albert Pujols. 10 years ago, one of the absolute legends of the game. You talk about some of the greatest players ever to suit up. Albert Pujols might have been on that list. Since he signed with the Angels, he has slowed down, which kind of saddens me because he's not much older than I am. In fact, he's younger than I am. Oh, great. Okay. He is younger than I am. Just a bit. Still, 656 home runs. I really wish he could have, I know he's not done yet, but this coronavirus is not doing him any favors either. And he's slowing down at the end of his career. I really wish he could have made a run at Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, those home run records. Looks like he's going to fall short. Maybe he makes it to 700, but even right now, that's not looking good. So, anyways, Albert Pujols, one of the true greats of all time, especially when he was with St. Louis. More Diamondbacks rookies. This is not the same one I had 5 minutes ago, was it? No, this is a different Diamondbacks rookie card. Alex Young and Zach Gallen. Diamondback rookies. If anybody is a Diamondbacks fan, let me know. You can have these. I will send them to you, along with any other Diamondbacks cards that I might get. Twins catcher Mitch Garver. Reds pitcher Michael Lorenzen. I thought there was a story about him. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yes. He was a power hitting pitcher. Still is, I'm sure. He's one of these guys who can hit. A great argument against the designated hitter rule, by the way. I hate the DH rule. Giants pitcher Tyler Beatty. Tigers pitcher Matt Boyd. Matt Boyd is the left-hander who strikes out a lot of hitters, and last year he kept hearing rumors that he might be traded into San Diego. I'd like to see it happen, maybe, but then again, maybe we don't need him. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on what we give up. We still might see him in the Padres uniform one day. Indians first baseman Carlos Santana, not to be confused with the rock guitarist. Here's a good one. Max Scherzer of the Washington Nationals. One of the current legends of the game. Really a stud player right now. Last video we opened the pack and got Justin Verlander. This guy is right up there. In fact, they used to be teammates with the Detroit Tigers What a rotation that was, and yet somehow they let it all slip away. And then the White Sox outfielder, Leury Garcia. So that was pack number 4. Yes, number 4. So we're getting some good hits so far, some good quality players. The Max Scherzers, the Albert Pujols. We got some good players so far. Nothing that I would consider a really crazy prize, but we're halfway done. All right, we have pack 5, a couple of Dodgers rookies who I hope will not pan out. I hope these guys, both of them, choke, but Dustin May and Gavin Lux, supposed to be the next great thing for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and of course, hating the Dodgers, I hope they fail. Cubs, Ian Happ, outfielder, good ball player, part of that 2016 World Series team. Speaking of the World Series, here's Game 5 of the World Series. Garrett Cole winning Game 5 for the Astros. That was such a weird series, the way that the home team didn't win a single game. That's never happened before. 7-game series. The home team didn't win a single game. Crazy. Literally, nobody went home happy from those games. So, it was just a very strange series. Tampa Bay, Nick Anderson. And again, you've got that rookie trophy down here. So, this is Topps' way of saying, we think this guy's going to be something. Sometimes you see that trophy and it ends up being a big black eye on Topps. But you never know. Sometimes they pan out too. Tigers, Brandon Dixon. I'll be honest with you, other than Miguel Cabrera right now, I don't think I can name a single... Miguel Cabrera and Matt Boyd. I don't think I can name a single player for the Tigers right now. Cardinals pitcher John Gant. Cardinals second baseman Colton Wong. Good, talented player there. Pirates first base outfielder Jose Osuna. I don't know the first thing about him. Again, the Pirates, and then also the Orioles. And the Tigers. There are some really sad teams out there right now. And what I think is saddest about that is in all three of those cases, the Pirates, the Tigers, the Orioles, those are proud franchises. Historically good franchises who there's no excuse for them to be this bad. You know? It's a shame. It's a shame how those teams have been just absolutely dismantled, but that's been the model for the last 10 years. It worked out for the Astros. To some point, it worked out for the Cubs. I mean, they had to dismantle before they won the World Series. So, that's been the trend. Pack number 6, we have Astros outfielder Kyle Tucker. Dodgers first base outfielder Matt Beattie. I don't think he spent a lot of time in the major leagues. 99 games. Okay, well. Okay, yeah, all right. Well, he played about half a season. Yankees first baseman Luke Voigt. And again, I love the landscape format on these cards. The ones that go sideways. That's a fun way to mix it up. And more Yankees. We have Austin Romine, catcher. There we go. So, my buddy who's the Yankee fan is going to have a lot going on here. Here we have a turn back the clock, or they're calling them flashbacks now. A flashback to 1971. Appropriate, it's the 1971 set. This is Rod Carew. Carew embarks on epic tear to hit 300. I was going to say, he hit 300 a lot of times, but... Okay, Rod battled a serious knee injury for most of 71 and uncharacteristically was mired with a 279 average on August 23rd. Then a multiple hit game started a stretch of hitting .413 to close out the season. Okay. I was going to say most years he ended up hitting 300 or close to it. This is one of the game's greatest hitters of all time. So him hitting 300 would not be noteworthy, but I see where they're coming from if he had been sidelined by injuries. Here we go. Oh, this is interesting, getting these two back-to-back. Interesting comparison. Indians pitcher Brad Hand, Padres pitcher Kirby Yates. This guy used to set up for this guy when before the Padres decided to trade Brad Hand to Cleveland for a catcher that they barely ever use. Not a good trade, guys. Not a good trade. But having these two back-to-back in the bullpen was a good thing for the Padres. So, of course, we can't have that. So, see you later, Brad Hand. He did make the All-Star team last year with Cleveland. Kirby Yates, this was a true find because the Padres picked him off the scrap heap I think he had washed out in Anaheim. He was playing for the Angels, and I think he spent some time with the Yankees as well. Did not perform well for either one of those teams, and so he was kind of on his way out of baseball when the Padres picked him up, and then he just started to shine. They picked him up, and he really has been a star for them ever since. He has been really just doing a fine job. He put it all together, and he's one of the game's better closers right now. Red Sox pitcher Nathan Eovaldi. And then we have the home run leaders for the National League last year. Pete Alonso, during his rookie year, hit 53 bombs, which is an incredible stat. All-time rookie record. Nobody's ever hit more than that. You thought Aaron Judge was impressive when he hit 50. Well, that record is no more. So, anyways. All right, so that was pack number 6. Let's go on to 7, and we're still doing good on time. We are jamming through these. We're going to get through these. All right, we have Rangers outfielder Willie Calhoun, Braves pitcher Shane Green, Brewers pitcher Brandon Woodruff. Not a lot of stars, I would say, not yet. Indians pitcher Mike Clevenger. Okay, all right. Mets second baseman Robinson Cano. Here's a guy who's had a good career. We'll see if he's going to reach 3,000 hits. Right now he's at 2,570. And yeah, the coronavirus is not doing him any favors, but, well, let's see. He's going to be turning 38 this year, so he's still got some good years left. We'll see. He could make it to 3,000. That would really help his Hall of Fame chances. Padres catcher Austin Hedges will not get to 3,000 hits. Might get to 3,000 strikeouts. Talk about a guy that's been disappointing. We mentioned Will Myers earlier. Boy, Austin Hedges, one of the best defensive catchers probably that we've ever had. Really handles the ball well. Really handles the pitching staff well. From a defensive standpoint, should be winning Gold Gloves every year. But at the bat, oh my goodness, he's just awful. Oh, he stinks. I'm sorry. He hit a $176 last year, which is phenomenally bad. Like, you should not be starting at the major league level if you're hitting a $176. It's so bad it's making me choke. Lifetime average 201, so not much better than that. Every now and then he's got popped for a home run. He did hit 11 home runs last year, 46 total for his career. But I know his defense is good, but we got to find somewhere to ditch this guy. I mean, package him, send him somewhere else. He's killing us. Yes, he handles the pitching staff well, but that hole in the bottom of the lineup, you can't have that and the pitcher spot back-to-back in the lineup. That's 2 automatic outs. Anyways, pitcher for the Indians, Carlos Carrasco. Astros, Zach Greinke. Again, another possible Hall of Famer. Could be. Right there with Robinson Cano. Right there with Albert Pujols. We've got some potential Hall of Famers in these packs. I think Max Scherzer is another one who's going to make it. So we've got some potential Hall of Famers here. Phillies pitcher Aaron Nola. Too soon to tell on him, but he's doing good things in Philadelphia. So maybe give him a few more years and he'll be in the Hall of Fame conversation. All right, so that was 7 packs down to the last one. I thought about splitting this into 2 different videos, but we're doing fine. This actually can be one of my shorter videos, even with the 8 packs that I'm opening. National shortstop Trey Turner. Oh my goodness, where do we begin with this? My buddy Ryan on Facebook, I can't help but think. Every time you mention Trey Turner, he goes flipping. He's just nuts about the trade. And if you don't know the trade, it was basically Will Myers coming from the Tampa Bay Rays with some baggage to San Diego in exchange for Trey Turner, who was sent to the Washington Nationals at a time when the Padres did not have a clear major league shortstop. Thankfully now we have Tatis, so that's not a problem anymore. But the thinking at the time was that Trey Turner was going to be the next great shortstop. And by and large, he's been quite successful in Washington. So the thinking is that the Padres would have been better off keeping Turner, skipping out on Will Myers. At the time, it looked like it was a pretty good deal, but Will Myers just cannot hit. And Trey Turner can, which is the problem. Reds pitcher Trevor Bauer. Orioles Renato Nunez. Can't say I've heard of him. Outfielder for the Twins, Byron Buxton. The Twins have one of the craziest lineups because everybody in that lineup, top to bottom, can hit home runs. Buxton only hit 10 home runs last year, but I mean, that's another player in double digits. They had like 8 guys in double digits home runs last year, which has never been done. Speaking of double digit home runs, Aaron Hicks for the Yankees. He really burst onto the scene. Yeah, only 12 home runs last year, but I think he was, he was hurt for much of the year too. Aaron played through an elbow injury that required off-season reconstructive surgery. Yeah, so a good ball player when he's out there, when he's healthy. My buddy for the Yankees, he's getting some good cards here, so quite a haul for him. Giants pitcher Jeff Samardzija. Don't know if he's had the same success in San Francisco that he enjoyed elsewhere. I believe he was, they picked him up from the Cubs, if I'm not mistaken. So, Samardzija, not a bad player by any means, but I don't think he's had quite the success that the Giants wanted him to have. Astros first baseman Yuli Gurriel. Got some good Astros cards here. If you're an Astros fan, hit me up. I'll send these to you. Brewers pitcher Freddie Peralta. And then one more World Series. Speaking of the Astros, World Series Game 1. This is kind of a fun set, the fact that they're commemorating the World Series games. I wish that they would have done this every year. That would have been cool to look back on these cards. This seems to me like it might have been either a 1971 thing, or maybe it's a brand new thing for the year 2000. I'll have to look at the 71 set to see if this was a thing back then. But I like the fact that they have postseason memories commemorating the World Series, one game at a time. On the back, it's got the stats. It's got the box score from that particular game. So, kind of a cool set. Makes me wonder why they haven't been doing that all along. You know, I would rather have some of those postseason commemorative cards than, you know, Joe Never Heard of You before. So, some of these common players that are in the card sets from the 80s and the 90s that, you know, never amounted to anything. You know what? Make an extra 7 cards and put the World Series in there. So that way you have a way to go back and remember it. So anyways, so that was the 8 Topps Heritage packs. So again, if you found anything you'd like, if you found anything amazing that you have to have, hit me up, let me know. Overall, it's a good set. I mean, I think this pack might have cost me, I think I spent $20 on this. So, not the greatest $20 I've ever spent in my life, but not the worst either. And some of those cards could really be worth something someday. So, maybe 10, 20 years, we'll have some Hall of Famers in there. So, it'll be interesting to go back and check that out. So, anyways, if you enjoy these videos, let me know. I'll make some more. As long as they keep making cards, I can keep doing this all day. And let me know, do you like it when I do the modern day cards, the 2020? Whoops, sorry. Do you like the 2020s, or do you like the older cards when I open up the older sets and bring out like the 1981 Donruss, or, you know, I can do 88s, 87s, you know, stuff from back when I was a kid. You know, these have more memories to them, so I can talk more about the modern game, or I can talk about the way it was back then. I can do both, whatever you like. So if there's something you want to know about baseball cards or collecting or anything about that, give me a shout. I'm happy to talk it over with you. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.